The following is a presentation of the Nerd Complex Podcast Network.
You are listening to Audio Suplex Live. So my glasses were off. These aren't even my glasses, but we did that whole last dark episode. I didn't have glasses on.
Because it was that dark. You don't have eyeballs?
Yeah, you couldn't.
I try to make the illusion I don't have eyeballs.
This makes the dark episode, which will come out later on Facebook today, much more sought after now because it's like the only footage you'll see of Corey in the studio with his,
whole
with his
episode
glasses
without
off.
glasses.
It's weird that you have two glass eyes and don't just wear glasses all the time.
Candlelight. We talked a lot
sensible.
about good wrestling and stuff like that.
We did.
Yeah, you guys have a treat coming out later today on our Facebook page. Dark episode, me, Corey, Ajax, Joe,
Literally
Wes.
a dark episode.
Yeah. Power was out, so we
Without
decided
power.
to DIY it and just record a little shindig.
Hooray, hooray, hooray.
Yeah, that
A
was
little
good.
humdinger, if you
It was
will.
basically everything that we wanted to do, but knew that we really didn't have time for, and then found time for. So it worked out. Like, that was the best accident ever, because I think that was honestly would be one of our
perfect.
best episodes that we had.
Oh, this is going to go down in history as one of the best episodes of ASL.
It was fun.
Yeah,
and it
bar
took
none.
us just a couple of guys in a dark room and some lit candles. Man.
Listen,
wait,
now,
wait,
and we made love.
I'm gonna preface this.
Fucking.
The audio is not going to be great. The visuals are going to be great because look at this.
It's a good looking room. It's a good looking room.
It's a smorgasbord.
It's a good
I
looking
will
room.
say we do look better candlelit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, nobody looks good under fluorescent and white
No.
bulbs.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, Joe. White bulbs are bad.
I know you can change the colors. Can we get some warm amber
Text
How about
with
going?
Joe and his energy savers.
Joe, let's
huh?
get a little bit of teal blue, if you will.
Oh yeah, he knows that. No, he did that. It's sick.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's like it's an NXT
Corey.
championship match now.
You
Yeah.
guys are like fucking Howard Stern studio, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. It was
Lighting
Sans-
and the whole.
No Sibians though.
yeah.
No. Oh, I got one. I'll go get it. I'll go get it. We're good. We've got one now.
So we didn't actually. So those of you that didn't watch the other episode first, which if you're watching it live, there's no way you could have done
Well,
that.
see.
Wes is here. Wes Allen, one of the stars of the upcoming movie PowerBomb, is on the show with us today. He's the reason for the season. Yes.
Joe, do we have an applause drop?
An applause drop?
I know we have an applause drop.
We just applaud. We applaud.
You
Yeah,
applaud. Your applause.
Wow, we got one now because that's recorded. It's going to be a WAV file in about 20 minutes.
This is a huge
Nice.
gift for us.
Since I'm on camera, I do want to show
Yes.
off my Masawa shirt here.
Which is sick.
The company's called Super No Vacancy Merch. You can find them on Instagram, so look up Super No Vacancy
Vacancy?
Merch.
Yeah.
He makes fucking awesome wrestling shirts.
Okay.
So awesome dude. Super fast service. Like, so you know, there's a lot of these boutique wrestling
yeah.
shirts now.
yeah.
His turnaround is so fast and the quality is so good. Like,
That's awesome.
I don't miss his shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I always buy him because he does great work and it's always on time. So Super No Vacancy Merch.
I do
Buy
know
these.
when I buy shirts like that, my concern's always the quality of the shirt because the
Quality is
design could be
fantastic.
awesome, but if
Yes.
the shirt material is garbage, I'm never going to wear it.
Nope.
You know,
He
so
makes good soft style shirts.
Awesome.
He does a fantastic job. So yeah, Super No Vacancy Merch. Buy his shit. It's awesome.
All right.
we'll put a link in there. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have the ability.
We
So
have the power.
We
now,
have the internet.
currently.
Yeah, we now actually have internet.
Yeah.
and thank you for having me, by the way.
Oh, no,
I didn't even
Absolutely,
say that.
absolutely.
Thank
This has been a long time in the making.
you. Yeah,
I
man.
think.
Yeah. I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm
That's why
glad I'm
again,
here.
happy we had the dark episode.
I would
Got to
honestly
do what I wanted to do for years.
Yeah.
just hang out in the dark and talk about wrestling
Yeah, with Wes.
with Wes specifically.
Yeah, I mean we do that enough.
It's nice to have a new element. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
It's really just being in the dark room with Wes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
yeah.
Big
so
facts.
in the dark episode, we spent basically the entirety of the time talking about wrestling today, what the
Yeah.
landscape is looking like. You know, talking about AEW. We got really deep into New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. But I think now that we're kind of broadcasting live on the air, I think we get down to the meat and potatoes of why we had Wes into the studio today.
Yeah.
And that is to talk about PowerBomb.
Sure. So, it's a feature film. We filmed this 2 summers ago in Cleveland, Ohio. We shot on location. Movie came together. The writer and director team of Zach Showalter and BJ Colangelo just so happen to be like they're like family to me. They're two of my best friends. The nugget of the story came about. I had this idea. It kind of literally stemmed from a dream I had, and I started talking to Zach about like this concept of like this guy. Like think of somewhere in between like Misery meets The Wrestler meets Beyond the Mat. Like, what if? Because you follow the journey of that wrestler, like that's your character, right? But what if there's this other element of this guy who is this like just this like miserable, fucked up human being who thinks that they have the answers, and like what does that look like? And like I had the concept for the story, and we started fleshing out characters, but I knew like I knew personally I wouldn't discipline myself to write the script.
Yeah.
Zach and BJ took it and wrote it, and we started bouncing it, back and forth. And we made a proof of concept. Basically, like we didn't really know what we were going to do with it, right? We had this proof of concept that we shot, and it actually became one of the scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
So we shot that in my son's bedroom. Myself, Zach, and Levi Hoopmacher did the cinematography, who actually shot a short film that we did this last fall called Labyrinth. But anyway, so we did that, and we showed it to some people, and like it was one of those things where it's like a start and stop situation where we're gonna make this, we don't know. How do you find money? Because you're trying to make a feature film, and film's a weird market now because the studios are terrified to do anything that isn't just existing IP that will automatically render a gazillion dollars.
Exactly.
Like if you think about
There's no risk for them.
No risk for them because like fucking Captain America's in it. No, we're safe, right? But then you have like, if you even think back like 10 years ago, like when they were making like $30 to $50 million comedies, you don't really see that anymore either.
Right.
So they don't like to take risks. They're scared of it. So imagine being like this little fucking nucleus of people that want to make this thing. So we ended up like, we started talking to people, and then Matt Chinaki came to us, who runs 1984 Productions, and he wanted to do the film. And the next thing we went from like not knowing to like, holy shit, here we go. So balls rolling. The movie was originally written, the main character was technically, we had Ray Rowe in mind. We were talking to Ray Rowe. But now, it's not a secret now, but at the time, he was in this process of like transitioning from New Japan into NXT. So we had this little window.
Right.
And there was no fucking way you're going to shoot a feature where one of the leads, myself, is there for the whole thing. Your other lead, the important protagonist of the movie is like, I got like a day here. It's like, well, we can't fucking do that.
Right.
But I mean, obviously it worked out good for him. His career is fucking taken off, right? So, Matt Cross I think he broke his foot. And he was in Jack Prince, where a lot of our crew worked at the time. A lot of them still do. BJ saw him coming in. He was checking on order, and she was like, hey, so what do you got going on? Because his foot was broken. And she's like, you interested in making a movie? And Matt Cross is one of those guys like Colt Cabana, like one of the last true like indie troubadours. Like they're an elite class of guys. Like Matt, Colt, I'd put Joey Ryan in there too.
Yeah.
Of just like the elite guys who fucking
they've done it all.
Yeah, their
Everything
class went on, right?
Yeah.
So Punk and Joe and all that, like they went on to other things. These guys stayed the course, They're living like the kind of the road comics life.
Yeah.
If you put it in that context. So Matt was down for the challenge, and there we were rolling with Matt Cross. And then the next thing you know, we got Britt Baker, who is, I can't wait for you guys to see her in it because she's so fucking good. Like Britt Baker, who is now a part of AEW, is this, it's like she's an incredible actress, like right away, just was so good. Gregory Iron, as you guys probably have seen Greg, he is part of I think they call himself the Handicap Heroes, he and Zach Gowen.
Yeah, I was going to say, his name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Greg's, he's
Zach
Johnny
Gowen's still
Gargano's
wrestling?
best friend. Oh yeah, dude, they just wrestled. Those
crazy.
two and Joey Ryan teamed together.
Oh my gosh.
So And just see, other wrestlers. Ricky Shane Page came into play. He's fucking amazing. Dick Justice. And then we had other actors filling out. And like how I ended up in the role was it got to a point where Zach and BJ are like, you need to play Paul.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if when you were coming up with the idea, did you have yourself in mind for that?
No,
Because this sounds like it's your brainchild.
I fleshed out that character, and that's where Zach and BJ have the brain. That's where the three of us connect. And they're like, you know what you want this character to look and sound like. You have that exact thing in mind. You know what Paul should be. And I had no intentions of playing that lead. And I was like, well, fuck. I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess, okay, yeah.
So, and that was going to be one of my questions.
So they really didn't have to twist your arm, did they?
No. Well, it was one of those things where at first you drag your heels a little bit because I've produced a lot of independent films, and I've acted. I've done plenty of acting over the years, but not I didn't really lean into it. So this was like well, fuck. I guess this is what I'm
really
going to do.
Kind of go all in on it.
Yeah, and that's and then the ball was rolling. The role of the kid was written for my son, who had just gotten in acting that year. And he's he's fucking
immersed in it now.
He's completely immersed, and he's fantastic. And it's weird to see how he's connected to it. And it just so then we just set course on this movie that we didn't know for a couple of years if we'd ever do it. And then you're there on set.
Right.
You're making this fucking movie, and all these people are around you. You're like, holy shit! We oh my god, this is really happening now. So that that's kind of what got us there. And for those that don't know what the film's about, the movie's about this independent wrestler who's played by Matt Cross, has a family. His wife's played by Ronnie Jonah, who, in addition to being a pretty well-established independent actress, she was involved in wrestling. She was the Miz's valet. Really? Back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has this wife who is a former wrestler. And then their son, played by my son Cash, and Matt Cross plays Matt Cross, but it's an alternate universe version of him.
Gotcha.
And in this world, he is on this line of he's the indie guy, who's been the troubadour, the road dog. But now we've hit a point where it's time to make the leap, or do I not? Do I go into regular civilization? So along the way, then you get this intersection where this rabid fan sees what's happening, and he doesn't want to lose his hero.
Yeah.
And he needs to take him back. He's going to make him believe in what he used to believe in again, because he thinks in his head he's right. And so that's where, I don't want to give too much away.
That's your character, though, right?
That's the character I play. His name is Paul. And there's all these other fucked up people along the way, because you have this story of this family, but then there's all these fucked up, messed up people along the way too. And it's a really interesting character driven thing, and there's a lot of really dark, funny moments.
I was going to say, so would you put this as a dark comedy, a la Donnie Darko? Is it a thriller?
I would say a thriller and a black comedy.
Yeah.
All kind of combined. Yeah, that's how we view this movie.
Okay, so when you say you have characters, of course we're not trying to talk about the plot too much because we got to be able to see it. But you say you got all these characters along the way. Is it we got Matt and his family, and is it Paul and his buddies? Are his buddies really big fans too? Or
no.
Is it just this one guy?
Paul is a very solitary person,
and
you'll find out why exactly when you see the movie. But that was the most interesting thing to me about Paul was you think of those people in your life who coworker, a weird uncle,
right?
Your cousin that's oh, that's he's all right. He's a little,
he does this thing.
Yeah, he does this. That's his thing. But you don't understand that loneliness and how what happens if something disrupts that little niche world they have, what that disrupts in them. And I think that's what makes Paul interesting to me.
So, what is I think is a really good question for me is like now this was like your brainchild and they said like, this is your character, what like Paul should be. Now, did you get lost in the character at all? Or was this like very fluid for you? Was it, is it second nature? This was your character?
There's two parts of it. Part of it is you got a job to do and you got to do the job and you don't want to let all these other people down.
Right.
Because everybody's working their fucking ass off, and you don't want to be the dickhead that's like, oh, this guy's terrible. But then there's the other part of it too, where like, it is something that's important to me. It's a character that I care about, and I found myself like I did immerse in Paul, because it's a very chaotic, frenetic.
And you're a super fan yourself.
Huge fan of wrestling. That's what birthed this is. We're all wrestling fans. Like Zach and BJ and I, our friendship stems from, we all came from like the horror blogging world of years ago. But then that extended beyond that. Like we became like real friends, not just like those online blogging friends.
Right.
Like it started, this nucleus was like horror and exploitation film. It blossomed into them like their family to me. And so like wrestling is a big connecting piece for our circle. And so like that character, like definitely was something I don't want to say I relate to him, but I understand enough about fandom to understand that there's a line that you teeter on and you have to be careful to not tip over that line, and like getting to play in that space of like, what if you did tip over?
Where on the line does erotic fanfic fall? Because
I would say it solely is on the tipped line. Yeah. Like it's just solely like
not even on the line. It's off.
It's off the line, like waiting around.
Yeah, it's out of pocket. Yeah.
So you're saying that's over the line?
It's over the line.
Definitely over the line.
Or in the line.
Shoot.
Maybe it is the line.
It could be.
We are at the bar.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So yeah, I mean it's a true independent film.
So and when you say true independent film, I know that with that being said, you get a lot of free reign on your own, make your own rules.
We make it our way.
Now, is this is it not family oriented, but like if you were to put an MPAA rating on it, is it like a 13, an R?
Language would get this an R because there's a lot of fucks in there.
Okay.
I think you're only allowed to have one.
There's only PG-13 gets you one fuck. Yeah. We have a bevy of fucks. There's a fuck here, a fuck, like they're just sprinkled everywhere. There's kids saying fuck. There's adults saying fuck. There's fucks everywhere.
All right.
So that would get us the R. As far as the content, like there's no nudity.
All right.
There's some implied drug use. It's a dark comedy thriller. Yeah. And so like if you think along the lines of that style of movie, that's
shot in Cleveland, no less.
Shot in Cleveland.
So it's already gritty.
So it's already
gritty and
smarmy, and it's got that, but it's got that in the background, right?
Yeah.
So that's so
because we want to talk about not just the movie but the screening itself.
Yeah.
So like who should come to this?
So we premiered the movie in Cleveland in December. I want everybody to come. So if you've got a kid that's over 13, if your kid plays Call of Duty,
bring them to see PowerBomb.
You can bring your kid to see PowerBomb.
I mean, yeah, they're 8-year-old. They're 8 and calling me the N-word all the time. So,
oh man,
God damn it, Trevor! I'm an adult. I own a business. I don't have to take.
Jeez.
I sell Supreme online, Mom. I have my own money. I can go see PowerBomb if I want to. I'm the number 5 Supreme salesperson on Instagram.
Jeez.
It's I would say if your kid's over 13, if they've played an M-rated game, if they've seen a fucking R-rated movie, and this is a unique movie. It doesn't play like it's very character driven, and these are really strange, unique characters, and I mean I want everybody in the Toledo area because Toledo's very good about supporting independent art. I came from the music scene in Toledo. I played in bands in Toledo for forever. So like I've watched a lot of these people turn these great things into, like a life's work. Like you look at a guy like Eric Oblander from Five Horse Johnson, who now hosts shows on Buckeye Cable and produces shows on there now. Like I love seeing that. I love seeing guys that have that going on. So
and that's what this started as too. These
exactly.
are just like 2-3 guys were like, hey, we
100%.
should get together. And
I'm telling you, man, live ASL coming soon.
We are live.
You should.
Right now.
You should.
But we need to crack it open in front of an audience. We just need people to actually pay attention to us first.
So it's at the Mommy Indoor Theater. It's going to be.
I think that's a really cool place to do that too.
Absolutely.
It'll be really fun. It's a cool looking venue.
Yeah.
Great spot.
Oh yeah, it's perfect location. It's on a fucking street corner.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
I love
man.
Mommy
With
Indoor.
in the marquees,
the giant marquee.
Yeah, it's super lit. All the colors and stuff. Like you can't
I
miss
love
it
it.
over there.
How's it going to feel for you seeing the name PowerBomb on that marquee?
Locally, it'll feel really good. It'll feel. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like I did a lot of the legwork here because I'm here. The rest of the team is in Cleveland.
Right.
The rest of our Sickening Pictures team is Cleveland. I'm the only one in the area.
Right.
So for me, it was like, oh fuck, I got to do all this. So like,
You're the PR guy.
I'm doing podcasts, did an interview with the Toledo City Paper. This week I think I'm gonna be doing something on Buckeye Cable. Like anywhere that I can tell people because is it about our movie succeeding? Fuck yes.
Absolutely it
I'm
is.
not gonna lie, that's what I want. I want a lot of people to show up and watch the fucking movie.
Right.
I also want people to see in this area, just not just Toledo, but Northwest Ohio, like the independent art is being created everywhere around you. Open your eyes to that. Open your eyes to the music, to the film being made. 'Cause there's a lot of great filmmakers in Toledo. Dustin Mills has been making films in Toledo for years that has an international audience.
Yeah.
That dude is in your backyard making movies that
Yeah.
have an international fan base.
Yeah, we're all friends with him here.
Yeah.
we love Dustin.
Dustin's the best. And then you have like I said, like a guy like Eric Oblander, Five Horse Johnson goes overseas and plays these giant festivals. They're from Toledo.
Yeah.
It's a good
I've been
place
working
for
with
it.
some commissioned artists and stuff too. So
Yeah.
these guys are all
all
here.
here, man.
Yeah, and it one of the things, not to get on like a soapbox or a high horse or anything, is, and the reason why I really wanted to push getting you on here, make sure we all could get here, is that the idea, at least here in the Northwest Ohio region, is that a lot of people love the idea of independent art, and then when it shows up, like they don't support it, so dreams die like really, really fast. That's what drives me nuts here.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, we all crave something big and new and want to see
we want our
something,
city to be on the map.
but then you don't show up. So very important
look
to
at-
us all here. Show up in in multitude of ways. A share is free. You're sharing all your favorite.
Click share on fucking.
You're sharing all
Goes
your
a long
favorite
way.
ads from your bigger designers that don't know who you are, but support your friends and family
And
here.
all it takes is persistence.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
it takes is persistence and the support of the community.
Yep.
And you can attest to it. I look at Joe. Joe and I have been doing podcasts together for
A decade.
upwards of 10 years now.
Sure.
And, it's gotten us to this point now. So obviously
Yeah.
things progress and things get better.
Yes.
And I love it. I love the fact that you are out here for the Toledo film scene and trying to kind of, put it on there. And
Yeah.
this is huge.
And for me too, like a lot of I mean, my son and I work in films in a lot of different areas, and like our team, the Sickening Pictures team, we're from the Cleveland area, but I live here, and I fucking love this area. I love Toledo. I love Northwest Ohio. I'm proud to be from here. I know everyone's like, oh, Toledo or Bowling Green. I love this fucking area, man. I love
Everything
it here.
about it.
I love the people here. I love our city, and I want people to come and take part in that. And it's less about a movie and more about like
The
experiencing
community with
something
it.
in your community with your community.
Yeah.
Like we talk, like you said, Anthony, we talk a lot of shit about that. Like, we gotta put our city on the map. Fucking do it.
So
Go
you
out
heard
and
it.
do it, man. Go support that stuff.
And one of my biggest things that I've always said in the promotion industry is it's all about networking across.
Yes.
Everybody wants to network above. You want to find out how to get your thing on. You got to show up to these community
Driven events.
Absolutely.
and that's where it's at. We all work together in everything that we do. That's let's tout ourselves a little bit. We started off with just us hanging out, and then it turned into a thing, and that branched out. We started working with other
And
people.
then we start working within the community.
Right.
NOW.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
Now
is a
we're
great example of
producing
that. And-
shows,
Yeah.
and then like that was crossed too.
Yes,
so like
that
you
crossed
guys,
into the PowerBomb world too.
right?
Yeah.
You were. I saw Cash throw a super kick into Big Fish. I clowned him last week on the show. That was great.
Like that, like right there, and I think that's a credit to the wrestling community too, independent wrestling community, NOW didn't even think twice. They're just like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this promotional angle. Cash and I got to go plug the movie. They were fantastic. They were putting flyers on the chairs even before that show, promoting the screening. And Melissa, who runs their social media, she's an angel. She took great care of us. And,
absolutely.
And then we had the in and the help of Avarice Gloom and Alan Graves there. We know them. They were helping it. And Robert, who runs NOW, didn't even bat an eye. He just said, "Yep, let's go do that." And they made us they accommodated us, and that's what this is, man. That's
community.
Absolutely.
It's a creative community of people working together to try to. Everybody's just trying to get over.
Yeah,
we're all just trying to get over.
And it's not like we're talking about like let's use each other or anything. No, it's.
I'm trying to put Wes over right now.
And let's continue in doing that. So if you're a movie fan, you're an art fan, you're a wrestling fan. You're a family fan, community fan.
If you're free on the night that it's happening,
if you're free
and have a pulse,
and you have $10
and $10, come out.
And it's only a couple of hours. What is it? 7:30.
Yeah, it will start at 7:30. So get there. Yeah, it was 6:30 or whatever. We'll start corralling people in, and you can still buy. And I'm sure you guys probably put a link on your site for it, but like brownpapertickets.com.
Yep.
Go there. Just look up PowerBomb. It's $10. Pre-order the tickets. It makes my life a lot easier that night because I'm going to be running around. I'm going to be a mess. So if my wife can just cross your name off a list, put a stamp on your hand,
perfect.
It's going to make my life a lot easier. So, but yeah, having a community that I wanted to share this with is a testament to Toledo.
Yeah,
because. Showing it in Cleveland, like Cleveland's a bigger city,
and it was a given.
It's a given.
I remember you talked to me before even really making the actual announcement, and before I even brought it to the guys. You're like, "Hey, don't say anything, but we're going to try to get a Toledo premiere." And I was just like, "Yo,
yep,
let's do it."
We knew we wanted to do it.
I was concerned. I really wanted to go to the Cleveland one, but I couldn't. But as soon as you said Toledo, I got chills. I was like, "Oh, he's actually going to push for this," and that's a big deal. Not only for you guys being able to get a second screening and showing it to other people, that's a testament, again, like what you said, to your faith in the community here for us to be able to pull that off. And then who knows? It might even travel and you guys could go up and some more.
And we
Indiana.
are going to travel it. And because and more details will come out on this, but we did secure an international distribution deal.
Nice.
Awesome. Congratulations.
So sometime in 2019, you'll know a little more. Like it'll be streaming on all your streaming platforms. Awesome. But for now, we want to make sure people that get the theatrical experience with this, where we can go and answer questions, do Q&As, and like, hey, like here's what's behind the movie. These are the people behind the movie who have normal day jobs, but this is our passion. You know, like we work for the same company in Toledo, and you know, and it like again, you know, going back to that community thing, like we work for a company that has been super supportive of this side of my life. Like
since I walk into the break room and there's literally a TV that shows an advertisement for PowerBomb. Yeah. And says, "Hey, come out to the premiere.
Oh, cool.
We'll take care of you."
They've been like, we're fortunate enough to work for a company that has been super supportive of this part of my life. And that's part of like, we want to share that with these people that want to take part. Come watch this weird movie, ask us questions. Let's have a good time together.
I'm going to cut a promo. This man has busted his ass to get this premiere to go on in Toledo. Now you, as Northwest Ohioans, owe it to this man to match his work. Get your $10 out. Go to the premiere. Make this happen. It's that easy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Work begets work.
Yes.
And don't make excuses about you're doing something on Friday night.
Cancel your plans.
It's me and Angela's 7-year anniversary on Friday.
Oh,
and
how are you celebrating?
And we're going to PowerBomb.
How are you celebrating?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that.
For me, it's March 1st, 7:30 p.m.
Well, technically our anniversary is February 29th, but there is no February 29th.
So
this
it's
year,
March 1st.
March 1st.
That's awesome. That's
cool.
exciting.
That's really cool. So you guys have only been dating for like 2 years.
This will our,
He said he's loved her already for a very long
technically
time. How sweet.
our second anniversary is next year.
Okay.
It'll be 8 years. next
Wow.
year, so.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's kind of
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
see,
cool
so
anniversary.
that means if they could suspend, not even suspend, because love is everlasting.
Yeah.
But take the time to like not go out on a date themselves. They could show.
That's a date.
Yeah, it's a date. They could
Dinner
show
or
their
movie.
love.
Yeah, go to a movie.
Their love for a labor of love.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's break it down here for fans of wrestling, for fans of dark comedy, for fans of thrillers, for fans who want a date night movie.
For those who swiped right and got nothing else to do.
For those about to rock,
Yes.
we present to you PowerBomb.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
So,
I'm
yeah.
incredibly excited. Wes, we are incredibly proud of you, and
Thank
think
you,
you've
guys.
done a great job.
Thank you, and you guys should be proud of what you're doing here. This is fucking awesome, man.
stop.
This is great.
It's all Joe.
Thank you for having
Yes.
us.
Shouts
It's
out
Joe,
to
but
Joe.
This is great.
Yeah.
So
We still got to get that Joe sound drop.
Joe.
The Samoa Joe chant.
Joe.
Joe. Dun, dun, dun. Except it has to be like Pharaoh Monk. Dun, 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 dun. I want to see Joe just.
Oh man.
Joe needs his own entrance for every show. We need an entrance ramp for the
Underrated.
podcast studio,
yeah.
so we can bring our guests out, have them do like a
entrance
full
ramp? On an entrance
regalia.
ramp?
Yeah, smoke, lights, the whole nine.
Oh my
Again, we got to
good
get like
idea.
our podcast at Mommy Indoor or something.
That-
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Dude, if we do a live podcast, we're roundtable real quick. We do a live podcast. We each get an entrance theme. What do we come out to? It could be wrestling or not wrestling.
Steve McQueen, M83 for me.
Okay.
Renegade by Styx.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Hole in the Sky, Black Sabbath.
Okay. Mine would have to be some sort of like wrestling, probably like some Pharaoh Monk or something like that. I just love that beat.
Or you could just come out like some MF, Doom, That Knowing You.
Yeah.
Or
Some
try-
Jay-Z. Actually, no, give me
Big Pimpin'.
Ain't No Love by Jay-Z.
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my anthem. That's it.
I'm gonna have to go Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai?
Jamiroquai.
Are you gonna do the whole sliding around the room and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. How is that not a gimmick?
I don't know.
There needs to be a gimmick in some promotion somewhere where this guy comes out, literally just dresses the Jamiroquai guy, and he just slides around the ring.
They let Lacey Evans haul her stupid MAGA ass out there. Just wander down the ramp.
They
wander
really
back
are
up.
quartering that MAGA demographic with her, aren't they?
She's the worst.
Really?
She is.
They're going to push her too.
She's
Oh, yeah.
apparently getting Oscar.
You know she's going to win that belt off of her. Oh. And it's going to make wrestling fans' eyes bleed. man.
She's the next thing you know is going to be a picture of her holding a mug that says "Smart Tears" and just
That's what's in that teacup she drinks out
Oh,
of.
it
Smart
sure is "Smart Tears." And then Bianca Belair comes up and rights the wrongs.
Whips her ass.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Whips, literally.
literally
Literally
can't
whips her ass.
wait. Mixed match challenge. Let's get Bianca Belair and was it Montez Ford?
Montez
Yeah.
Ford.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
couples. That's another
Oh
one.
my god, they would run the gauntlet.
That'd be awesome.
So good.
I'd love it.
So this has been episode 52 and a half.
58 and a half.
58 and a half. Whatever.
It's in the 50s somewhere.
This
It's
has been
Just like the weather here.
This has been an ongoing struggle between us. We don't even know what episode number it is.
58.
Yeah, 58.
We're going to go with that.
Yeah. Make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook later today. We'll be posting up the Lost Dark episode that took place while we're waiting for the power to come back on. And yeah. Do we have anything else to plug?
No, I don't think so.
Plug PowerBomb one more time.
This
March
Friday.
1st. This Friday, March 1st, 7:30 p.m.
Mommy Indoor Theater.
Mommy Indoor Theater.
One more thing. We going to do like a Q&A for that? You wanna
Yeah,
say,
we
could-
afterwards we'll do a little Q&A, and I if I'm hearing right, it sounds like Gregory Iron's going to join us as well.
Nice.
He
That'd
was
be
also
great.
the stunt coordinator
That's awesome.
on the film.
That checks out.
So pretty cool.
perfect.
So yeah, so Greg, myself, Cash, and Zach will be there as part of the crew.
nice,
Cool.
nice.
All right, so you get to see some faces, ask some questions.
Yeah.
See
So
some meals, too.
that's a good reason to come out is to meet and greet.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
get that at every movie. You
No,
go
you're
to,
not gonna.
you know?
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
not
get
gonna
meet-
get to meet
meet
fucking
and
Robert
greet.
Downey Jr.
You ask him like, "Oh, what was your drive playing Iron Man?"
Yeah.
I have one more question about the
Cash.
film.
Yeah.
Does Matt Cross work babyface or heel in the movie? I'm assuming babyface.
Babyface,
yeah, and then
yeah.
so your character then.
I am very much the heel.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Standard heel who thinks
if you
he's
could
right.
compare it to one major wrestling storyline of the last Is this like Mickey James, Trish Stratus level, or?
Yeah.
DDP and Sarah.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Undertaker?
DDP and Sarah.
Maybe Kane and Katie Vick.
Oh
I
my!
was gonna say it's Kane, Katie. Okay, that means we gotta go.
All right, well, this has been episode 58 of Audio. All right, but for real, it's been fantastic, Wes. You're a great guest.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's been fantastic. Corey, get us out of here.
Thanks for coming.
Ajax.
to the show.
Joe.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Hey, this is Joe, producer of Audio Suplex Live. We'd like to give a shout out to the band Wax for intro and outro music. Make sure you check them out at the link below.
You've been listening to the Nerd Complex Podcast Network.